Hey everybody, so this morning I woke up to some pretty big news, but certainly not surprising news. Ralph Krueger has been fired as the head coach of the Buffalo Sabres, and it feels like this was a long time coming, honestly. They've lost 12 in a row, 10 of those in regulation, and they continue to have another abysmal season up in Buffalo this year. And I know that Sabres fans have been wanting Krueger gone for a while, and they finally got their wish today. It's just been such another brutal year for the Buffalo Sabres. I feel so bad for their fans because it's just year after year after year of being the worst, down near the bottom of the league and one of the worst teams. And this year I would say they are the worst team. And, certainly Detroit's been picking up more wins, and Ottawa's been playing better, and Buffalo just continues to sit at the bottom of the league. And, they haven't won a game in their last 12. It's absolutely brutal. They've only picked up 2 points with those couple of overtime losses. It's just, man, I don't even know what to say. Now, normally, I'm a guy, especially in a situation where a coaching change isn't just going to magically make the team good, that normally supports waiting till the end of the season and doing it at the end of the year. But in this situation, I think it makes total and complete sense to fire Krueger right now and get somebody new in there, because it's not just the losses for this team, it's the fact that they haven't even been competitive in a lot of these games, and that falls back on the coach. Normally, for a team like Buffalo, I would say just wait until the end of the year, because you're not going to make the playoffs anyway. It doesn't matter who the coach is. You're not a playoff team. So there's really no point in doing it mid-season. But whereas if you're a team like Calgary or Montreal, who is expecting to make the playoffs this year and then was coming up short of that, then you make the coaching change and you hope that the new coach propels you into the postseason. Buffalo, that's not going to happen with the Buffalo Sabres. They're not going anywhere near the playoffs this year. They never were. But in this case, because they've just been so non-competitive in so many of these games, that falls back on the coach. It's one thing to lose a lot. It's another thing to not even play like you care enough to play. And that's been the thing with the Buffalo Sabres this year, is their effort level has been atrocious in a lot of games. They've been out of games before it even begins, where they haven't even shown up. And they've been beaten handily by a lot of teams this year. And that's the difference between Buffalo and a team like the Ottawa Senators, where Ottawa's not won a lot of games this year. They're not a playoff level team yet. They're still a young, rebuilding team. But they play hard. They play hard. They're tough to play against. They're physical. Their energy level is there most nights. And they're always, out there putting out a good effort, even when they're losing. And they've been able to steal some games this year against good teams that are significantly better than them, but they've still been able to steal wins because of that effort level. Buffalo hasn't had that effort level this year, and they haven't stolen really any games, or only maybe very few. They haven't been able to win anything this year, and it's because of, they're not a tough team to play against. They're probably the easiest team to play against in the league. There's no physicality with this team. There's no pushback. There's nothing that makes them tough to play against. Ottawa is extremely tough to play against. They're physical. They'll beat you up. They hit. They fight. Buffalo doesn't do any of that. Buffalo just goes through the motions, hangs out, skates around for 60 minutes, and then heads out with a 5-2 loss and is done with the game. And it really seems like they don't care. That falls back on the coach. The coach's job is to motivate these players to at least make themselves tough to play against. If you're not going to win, at least be tough to play against. And Buffalo's not been that all year. So that falls on the coach. Ralph Krueger obviously not working out, not doing a good enough job with this team. And Buffalo is stunk all year. So Don Granato comes in to be the interim coach. Steve Smith also fired an assistant coach. And Matt Ellis and Dan Girardi are going to take over as assistants behind the bench. Granato comes in as an interim. We'll see what he's able to do. At the very least, he needs to be able to get a better effort level out of the Buffalo Sabres. And if he's not able to do that, then there's obviously big problems here in Buffalo. I think there might be big problems in Buffalo to begin with. But we've got to see a better effort from the Sabres team the rest of the way. Hopefully, they're able to win at least more than 6 games this season. And they've got to find a way to get themselves back into the win column. And it's gonna be a tough thing to do. I mean, it's not gonna be easy. They're looked at as a guaranteed win by their opponents pretty much every night. Everyone goes into those games against Buffalo expecting to win. So we'll see what happens here the rest of the way. But Ralph Krueger is out finally. Don Granato is in on an interim basis, and then they'll reassess at the end of the year what they want to do for a official long-term solution at coach. I would think that they would want to bring in a veteran, very, experienced former head coach. But at the same time, I wonder if any of those guys would even want the Buffalo job, because this team's been such a disaster for the past decade. So we're going to have to wait and see how that all shakes out. But what we know for sure is that Krueger is done in Buffalo, and it has been an abysmal stretch here for the Sabres, as they have lost 12 in a row now, and their season, obviously, they're looking like they're going to finish last in the league this year and possibly get that first overall pick, depending on how the lottery goes. But with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, links to our Patreon merchandise store and donation link, and now channel memberships are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.